It's the beginning of a race.
We're racing. Race to picture taken. Everyone pose. Except it's a video. It's the 1-year anniversary, except not quite, of the last time Nicholai and I hung out. There have been a lot of changes. I have no hair.
It's true. And
Nicholai has a normal hair color.
Yeah.
That isn't black hair for the first time since I met him.
I know. It's been 8 years since we met.
Oh god, it's been 8 years!
Ish. I mean, Icon or whatever. In 2002 or 2003.
There was like a cereal box involved.
There was a cereal box.
Well, I forget.
There was a Lucky Charms box.
But wasn't there something like weird?
There was a pineapple.
The pineapple incident came much later.
Oh, was it really? I don't remember. It was a long time ago.
Or was it the same year?
I don't know. There was a box of cereal. And
didn't you guys like do something to it though? Didn't you like draw something on the front of it?
Probably.
Or like made some sort of like.
Well, the pineapple went in Voltaire's pants.
Yeah.
And then it went on eBay.
I put it on eBay.
Fetching probably not a whole lot of money.
$16.75. I used to go to conventions and bring pineapples to them and distribute them. Like I just like be like, oh hi person who I've just met. Take this pineapple as a token of my love. And then the pineapple would circulate throughout the convention. And I did this, like, 3 or 5 times. It was more than once. That's all that's important. It was something I did once. And for some reason thought it was still a good idea. And so I kept doing it. And the pineapple turned up at, like, the Rocky Horror Show. And Rocky, like, ran around. And then it showed up at the Voltaire show, and he put it in his pants. And then his son also really liked it, which Voltaire later commented that it was really awkward because the pineapple had been in his pants. I had a great picture of him, like, pretending to eat the pineapple. And then I was like, oh, I've got this pineapple that's been in Voltaire's pants. I'm going to sell it on eBay. And I did, and I sold it for $16. And then I never put it in the mail. And then I left it. I left it in my parents' freezer for several years. So my parents had this frozen pineapple in the freezer for like 3 years.
There was speaking of Voltaire and fruit, there was a zucchini. Did I ever tell you about the zucchini?
I think you did tell me about the zucchini.
Long story short, yeah, there was a zucchini, and it was at a con, and he took it home, and then we found it in his apartment like 4 years or something after the fact. Really long time after the fact. It dried and shrunk, and it was itty-bitty and creepy.
That's terrible.
It's really horrible.
Did he just, like, have it on, like, a table?
No, it was behind a shelf. It fell behind something.
Oh, that's terrible.
It's gross. Yeah, but the first year we met, I remember you were wearing, like, a red...
Yeah, that
dress,
red
which was
corset
very
dress
cute.
thing.
I thought it was really cute.
I still have it.
Oh, yeah?
Look, I can totally...
Oh, my God. Wow, I'll be damned.
Me and my strange saving habit.
Yeah, hey.
This is the article of clothing I was wearing when I met Nicholai.
Yeah. Nothing else.
Also. Yeah.
That and nothing else.
No underwear. I was just walking around on Stony Brook campus at the ripe age of 16 wearing that. No, I was like 18 at the time, I think. Because I was dating Nick, I think. That's when the pineapple thing happened.
Okay. Yeah. It was a long time.
Oh, should we recount for the internet the story of how we became friends with Voltaire when he was driving us to Long Island?
Okay, you can tell that story.
So Nicholai and I were live journal friends for a really long time, and I knew who he was, but he didn't know who I
didn't know
was.
who you were.
And so one day I did one of those like, dumb survey things where it's like, fill this out and tell me what you think of me and inflate my already terrible ego. And Nicholai, there was like a question on there that was like, what would you do if I killed myself? And Nicholai was like, well, I wouldn't be too surprised because you seem like you're sad all the time. And I was like,
I'm very sweet on
I was
the
like,
internet.
oh, and he's like, but I'd be somewhat upset that we had never met before. And I was like, well, actually, I'm somewhat alarmed that you think I'm sad all the time. But we have met. And he was like, oh, really? And I was like, yeah, really. And he was like, no way. Are you coming to Icon this year? And I was like, nope, I'm poor. Because that's my response to everything, because I'm always poor. And this is my cat. Oh no, he won't. He's clinging to the cat. He's much bigger than he was the last time I did this.
Hey, fat cat. Hi.
Yeah, I made him fat.
Oh, you're not fat. It's very fitting on you. You wear it well.
You're fat. So
you're a
he was
BBW now.
I'll get you into Icon for free. You just have to get to Stony Brook somehow from where you are in New Paltz. And I was like, all right, I can do this. And so I'm on the bus going to Manhattan, and Nicholai calls me and is like, hey, do you want to, maybe come in a car ride with Voltaire? And back then I was still under the impression that, Voltaire was somewhat
charming or interesting or pleasant.
Well, that he was like a celebrity, and I was all fluttered, and I was like, oh, I'm going to be in a car with Voltaire, and this is unusual and exciting.
Yeah.
So we get there, and I get in this big, disgusting... It was a Ford, wasn't it? Oh, Nicholai. Yes!
Yeah!
Video's
about to get a lot more exciting.
Yes.
Okay.
So, wasn't it like a big Ford?
It was
It was like a giant truck with a Bush Cheney 04 sticker.
He had recently inherited his mother's very, very large dark blue SUV. Why, I don't know, but it had come into his possession, and
didn't
for a very
he need
brief
it
time,
for some reason? And then he decided it was too cumbersome to keep or something.
I forget now what the exact story was, but yeah, he had come into possession of this thing, and shortly thereafter he did get rid of it, but there was a brief time where he had a large dark blue SUV in the city. And I remember he would call me sometimes, be like, I need to move my car, will you move it for me? And I'd be like, okay. So he'd be drunk or,
And
asleep.
Voltaire.
So
we were driving on the LIE, and I remember, well, first there was this, he was making all these weird comments about this, 20-year-old, cheerleader in the car next to us, and it was all these, really obscene, dirty comments about the things he was going to do to her, and then he was like, yeah, you like it. And then at that exact moment, she, turns and looks at us with this, complete horror-stricken expression, and we were like, oh god, she somehow heard our conversation. And then, because the car stereo was so broken, we were listening to, Z100 or something like that. And you have to keep in mind that we were all, in our peak of spooky. I mean, not that Voltaire has ever stopped being spooky, but we were at, our spooky peak. And, we're listening to Z100, and this was when the great Gwen Stefani song, Holla Back Girl was...
2005?
It was 2005. It was April of 2005.
Okay.
And Holla Back Girl had just decided to grace the radio waves with his presence. And we're sitting in this car listening to Gwen Stefani spell the word bananas for us.
Over and over.
And we're horror-stricken. And then Voltaire is like, you guys, this song is so great! And we're like, what? He's like, it's like what hip-hop was in the 80s.
It's like old rap. It's really fun. I'm like, what the hell are
we're
you
like,
talking
what are you talking about? She's spelling the word bananas. This is on the radio, and it's not Radio Disney. It's radio for adults.
B-A-N-A-N-A-S. Oh, God. Yeah.
That was how Nicholai and I became friends.
Was that really the first time we...
Yeah, that was the first time we hung out. You were like, I'll get you into Icon for free. And I was like, all right, complete stranger, I will definitely trust you.
Little did you know.
Everything just got worse
I know.
from there.
No, it's
had to listen to you talk about spaghetti.
Oh, well, yeah.
It was that whole Staten Island Christmas experience. That was all your...
That was fun. You got a little bit of money out of that.
The white Christmas. I miss it now.
I'm Mr. White Christmas. I'm Mrs. Snow.
I don't even remember doing
See that? Look. It's like you can definitely
See
Definitely
that costs
tell.
like $1.
it's still a good present because I like these, but
Yay.
oh, vinyl toys. Let's see what's in them. Oh, it's the girl
Your
one.
fucking Totoro has no eyes.
That's how
Ow.
So when I was still living with that horrible stripper in New Paltz,
Yeah.
she had a horrible dog, and I had had that for less than a day, and her dog ate the eyes
Oh my
off.
God.
Yeah, it was really terrible. I was really upset about it, actually.